This back plate here should be turned 90 degrees. Ta-da! And your ability, see it doesn't reach. Hey, what's up? John Charette here, and today I'm going to move all the equipment out of my case into this brand new Thermaltake P3 TG Pro. Now, if you didn't see my part 1 video here where I put this whole together, you can see the step-by-step process. Stay tuned. All right, thank you very much. If you're back, it is day number 2. I have made some slight modifications to the work I did yesterday. My plan was to mount the GPU vertically. I have a, Cooler Master PCI Express Gen 4 riser cable that I was going to use. But interesting enough, so they give you kind of this plate. This is the plate that I had installed here yesterday. And there's a bar here. You can kind of see the bar across. The holes don't line up. So I put the first one in and it doesn't work well. I mean, I'm not surprised. One being Cooler Master and the other product being Thermaltake. So I've decided to just go with a traditional mount. Maybe I'll go buy a Thermaltake PCI Express 4 Gen riser cable, and my hope is that it will align better so going forward. So right now I have moved this bracket was kind of in here. I have moved this way, took out a couple spots. So yeah, I mean, next steps really is to take the Lianli 011 DXL, take my motherboard, GPU, this is an MSI 4090 Gaming X Trio here. I have a 12900KS in there, but I have a 13900K here that I've had since Christmas, and I've been just waiting to put it in. So now that I have that, this is the perfect opportunity to switch it up. If you saw my video where I installed the EK Elite all-in-one cooler, I actually put not the back plate, but yeah, I put the back plate on and I rotated 9 degrees by mistake. So I'm gonna fix that. Thank you very much for the comments in the channels noticing my mistake. I will reorient that when I do the build on this side. So, I mean, next steps, let me start to take this apart, and so that I can start to put it in here. We'll do it together, all right? I'll show you what I mean with the back plate. It's a mess back here. This back plate here should be turned 90 degrees. And it's pretty easy to tell because that's the shape of the die, right? So totally my mistake. Like I say, appreciate it. We'll switch that back up. Okay, so I have the motherboard out, as you can see, and I wanted to flip around this bracket. It was glued on pretty tight. I was able to get it off no problem thanks to the rubber gasket there to protect the motherboard. But what is interesting is yeah, the gasket only goes on, or not the gasket, the actual metal bracket should only go on one way. When I had it at least oriented the proper direction, I still had it upside down because there's almost screw mounts on the back of the motherboard, and they're different distances by the slightest bit, and so the screws don't align with these holes right here. So I spun around it, everything looks good. So hopefully there's enough glue to keep that on there for right now, and then we can work on getting this 12900K out and this brand new 13900K in. So, okay, be right back. I'm just gonna grab something to clean this CPU with, and then we'll do the swap.
A few moments later.
Okay, I grabbed myself some paper towel. I also cleaned off the end of the all-in-one EK Elite cooler. Grabbed the box for the 12900KS, which I will be putting into another system. Stay tuned for that build. I'll post it here once I finish it. I'm moving that into another system, more of a white build. I'm gonna use a Corsair 5000X case. Should be pretty interesting. And then that 4080 Eagle that I have in my recent video, I'm gonna put in that build and then sell it. So, okay, let me wipe this guy down a little bit. Try and clean off some of this extra thermal paste. Yeah, it's a bit dirty, but I don't really care all that much. Like I said, I'm gonna put it right into another build. Next up, 13900K. Now this one is brand new. Okay, good, that is in. I'll clean all this stuff up later. Okay, next step is I'm gonna put this aside for a moment, grab the new Thermaltake case, set it down here, get all of the motherboard risers in, right? The small little screws that look like this. All right, get those installed so that I have something to mount the motherboard onto. So, here. Okay, I'm actually going to grab the motherboard back and bring it side by side. It's the easiest way to do it. So knowing that the motherboard will go in, and they're pretty good. They have like an A, M. Like, yeah, it's actually, of all cases that I've seen, these really help. Some of these are marked A/M, so that's for ATX and micro ATX. It uses the same hole. Or up here, it even has an I for IATX. Like I say, very, very pleased with how they've done that. Really takes the guesswork out of it. Now they definitely aren't tightened all the way down. Where I have seen, I think it's the iFixit screwdriver kind of set, the one that J2 Cents always has kind of for a sponsored video on his. They have like almost like a screwdriver bit that goes on top of here that you can screw this in with. I'm gonna go out to my garage and grab my bit set just out of my general tools, and let me figure out maybe if I can find the exact size that it is, and I can share that with you. So here, give me a second, be right back.
A few moments later.
Hi. So after a bit of testing, I've determined that it is a 5mm Allen. But it's the opposite of an Allen, right? Because you want it to reach in, and there's a hole. So yeah, I can just put this bit here and tighten these guys all the way down. Okay, 9 holes. That is perfect. Okay, I think I'm ready to drop the board in. Each spot looks like it has a nice riser. Secured. Okay. Good for thermal paste for right now. Let's take a peek at what this looks like. Ta-da. Pretty good, pretty good. You may notice this peg here. This is from the vertical GPU mount peg. I think this is higher, so I don't have to remove it because I have plans on actually using the vertical mount. I should be okay. So, next question is, where am I mounting the all-in-one cooler radiator? So, let's play with a couple different locations and see how it feels. Okay, option one, just make sure that the top of your rad is always higher than your pump, which this is not an issue, easy peasy. And the opposite, tubes down, which is the recommended way, but a little more challenging depending on the size of your case and your ability. One, see, it doesn't reach. So in this case, that is not going to happen. And it also probably would get in the way of the GPU. So we have tubes up, or let's get rid of these for a moment. Radiator up top, which is how I had it. Up top. You know what, it makes it look a lot more like a standard typical case when I have it up top, because it creates this, I don't know, this sense of closure. I think I'm digging it going out the side. like that. Yep, that's it. So whether I keep this bracket on top or not, we'll see. I may take it off just to kind of give it an even more open air look. But to me, that looks way cooler to me. So my next question is, how are the fans oriented? They are fans blowing the air out the back. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that, blowing through the radiator and out. I won't have this super close to the wall, so that is a concern if you're super close to the wall and smothering that, but it'll be fine. You can blow that out, no problem. I'll have lots of extra cool air here that I can pull in and through. So that is my plan. Let's see if I can get maybe a screw or two in here just to keep this in place. Okay, there's two screws there. I mounted as high as I could. Get the other two screws in for fun. Now, if you didn't see part one of this video where I talked about the features of this case, as you can see, it very easily fits a 360mm radiator with fans. It'll also do a 420 with 340mm fans, which is amazing. You can do that on the side, top, or front. And to me, that's what makes this the most versatile case. If I want to test it, let's say I want to try, EK has now released their Nucleus all-in-one cooler, so if I get one of those, I want to be able to try it. Or if I want to try the Arctic cooler, Arctic cooler, the two, Arctic Freezer 2, that's it, their 420mm one, I can do that. I can even leave that there, mount the other one, and not have to worry about it when it comes for, for testing, which is pretty cool. Okay, next, let's get some thermal paste on the 13900K, and then we will reapply the water block. Okay, I'm going to put the pegs into that mount first, so I don't lose that metal backing piece. Four. Okay, now we know that back plate will not come off. We are good. Let's get some thermal paste on there. A bit of Thermal Grizzly that came with the EK Elite. I'm gonna see if there's enough on here to do a second application. I like the X pattern myself. Okay, look at that, just enough. So kudos for EK for supplying some Grizzly thermal paste. Okay, next, let's get this aligned. Tubes towards the RAM, EK logo proper. Okay, there are 4 screws that go top of each peg. And then 4 thumb screws, they go on top. Get my fingerprints off there. A nice shiny water block. I've been very happy with this water block so far. Once I get this 13900K in, I'll do some benchmarks and compare it to the 12900KS just to understand how well it cools both models, so I can let you know. Okay, that was the hardest part, I think. I do have to route some cables, drop a GPU in, and attach power, but let's lift this up and I will show you. that is it. We are in. So, I mean, leave it with me. I'm not going to bore you with cabling and power. But what I'll do is I will, once I get it all connected, I'll circle back and I'll show you everything all cable routed. That's always a concern with an open air case. You'll see all the cables. So see, hopefully I can tuck them in the back of the case. There's that 1.5 inch gap that I can maybe get a lot of the cables in here. Not sure, it's probably gonna have quite a few cables coming out of the power supply itself. But when we turn it on and see how it looks. So, all right, give me a second, I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Good morning. It is early morning and I wanted to get this video completed. Here it is. I have put all the cabling together. I think I did a pretty good job with the cabling coming out of the power supply. Here, let me show you the back just to see you that it's not that much of a mess. So you can see I do have the cables from the fan kind of going behind the radiator. Not a big deal. I'll have the case on here. It shouldn't affect airflow at all. And then most of the cables fit in behind the bracket here, which is for the mounting bracket. They kind of go in underneath, and then even behind the bracket here for the hard drive, which I'm not using, but it's nice just to have there to keep cables in place. So overall, I'm very happy with the cable management. Now, where I did run into an odd problem, you can see here I'm using the 3 8-pin adapter that comes with this 4090. If you haven't seen my review about this specific 4090, I'll post it up here. It's one of the only 4090s that comes with a 3 8-pin power adapter versus a 4. So if you have an older power supply, it works well. So I'm using this adapter because I used to have, I switched power supplies. I used to have a Corsair RM1000X, which I had the Corsair, the new 600 watt single cable that would go in here. I have since ordered an EVGA compatible one from modify.com, but I didn't realize it's shipping from China and it may take a while. So still waiting on that. So until that, I am using the adapter and I've kind of routed it up instead of down. Just I thought it looked better that way. Now, interesting enough, the only concern I have is this the GPU Sag bracket. Now, I'll show some, it's kind of hidden here, but it's an L bracket and it goes, the way it looks in the manual and on their website is that the L bracket goes up and it actually goes in behind the GPU and I can't tighten it, I can't move it once I have it in place. So I end up trying to find the exact location and it really didn't work very well. So I'm going to take the GPU out right now and flip it around. And it's interesting because when it came in the box, the little rubber foot thing was upside down. It was actually mounted the way I'm going to put it. So I'm wondering if Thermaltake has already realized this problem. And so when they ship it, they kind of try and encourage you to put it so that the L bracket is down. And so it's kind of into these holes here. And so you have the ability to shift it up and down based on the size of your GPU. So yeah, I think that's the last little bit. Let's take this out and then move that around and then you can see the final product. I'll turn on. So the idea is, here's the L bracket. I'm gonna flip it so it goes down. It means I'll need to reverse this. There's a little soft thing at the end here. There we go, a little bit of rubber. So I'm gonna flip that the other way around. And that's how it was when it came in the box. So I'm not surprised. And I just want to put that on kind of loose for right now because I don't know exactly where it's going to fit. Every GPU will be a bit different. All right, card is in. So you can see here, it's almost at the right height. Now here's the sag you're seeing, a bit of sag here. So if I can get that in right there, that looks like the perfect level. So I'm gonna tighten this a bit. Now, one other thing about this EVGA 1300 watt power supply is it comes with its own custom cable. it's like a different end on it, which is a little bit frustrating just for me testing and having the power cables around here. I had to grab this exact one, but okay, let's boot her up. So I mean, that's it. I mean, everything is good to go. Everything is working well. I've actually been using the computer as is for a couple days. I ended up forgetting to connect the wireless Bluetooth antenna back up when I put it back together. I was having issues with my mouse where it wasn't connected. It was kind of like getting jerky, and I was like, oh, this 13900K is not working well. I'm getting, yeah, it was just this. So learn from me. But I mean, here you go. This was the entire process of putting this case. I am super happy. Oh, what about the glass? Okay, let's do it. Let's put the glass on. The final touch. I'm gonna take these out. Okay, here's the glass. I like the fact that there's some grommets on here. I'm guessing they fit in there. Okay, let's remove. Okay, here's the glass. I think it sits in the groove right there. Okay, there's the glass. Pretty easy. I definitely did put the grommets inside here. Metal on glass is not recommended. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. It sits in, it's super tight, a bunch of fingerprints on it now. But yeah, I mean, let me get a bit of B-roll with it all put together. I think it looks pretty cool. Will I keep the glass on? Not too sure yet. Maybe we'll try it out for a few days and see how it goes. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please leave a thumbs up. I know these videos are a longer, kind of slower build process, but I want to bring you along when I do it, and hopefully you picked up some information from it. So please subscribe and see you in the next one.